Hi everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's Tips with Kimberbell, and it's Tuesday's Tips at 2. So I love the new time. I think that's kind of a fun ring to it, Tuesday's Tips at 2. So today with me I have someone from customer care.
Hi everyone, I'm Shay.
And Shay is great. I'm going to have her ask some questions that you guys would probably ask that she actually probably gets in customer care about our felt, because today it's all about felt.
Yay.
And I'm really excited to share just a lot of tips and tricks with felt in specific that you can use on any pattern. But I chose a few patterns that had some fun winter themes to it. And hopefully, if you already have these Kimberbell designs, you can go get your felt and make even more fun designs. All right, so to start with, I don't know, Shay, if you've had any questions about these wraps, but the first couple of ones that I wanted to share were from our It's a Wrap Volume 1. And this is a great one. It says, Hello Sweater Weather. And this other one is, I can't remember the name of it. It's Quilting Friends Keeps You in Stitches. And this is fun. This is actually from my sewing room. What do you think of that?
I love it.
And I've got lots of fun Kimberbellishments, if you will. That's where I store my organza and my fairy lights. It works great. And it's just a cute little design to add into my sewing room and not just have... But if you notice, it's really easy to read if you use the felt, because it's just one color, right? Mm-hmm. Solid color, so it's easy to add those words. The other two items I wanted to share with you today are from our Pennants and Banners. This is Smitten with Snow, and I believe we have 4 total, right? There's a spring and a winter and a summer and a fall. Really, they're really, really cute. And of course our Pennants and Banners alphabet. All right, so I'm going to share with you what I've made from these. Don't you love that?
Oh my goodness, I love that.
So this has
cute.
got the snowman, and I used the white felt in the snowman, the place of the snowman. That is... It just gives it a lot of character, don't you think?
And a lot of different textures as well.
Love the textures. And yes, I can spell, even though it says so. It's a different kind of sew. It's actually snow. And I'm going to show you, here's the N. But I wanted to share some tips. Is there any questions that you get usually on felt?
So a couple that we have, one is the felt washable?
Good question. We will answer that.
Okay. Another one we get is how to cut the felt without getting it caught. Yes.
Ah, very good. Those are great questions. All right, so one of the questions I'm going to answer for you right away here. First of all, when you're working with felt, and I want you to note, isn't that great? Look how these stand up really well. Felt is perfect for a pennant, I think. It just works well. It's kind of gives it that nice stiffness or sturdiness to it, and it makes it really simple. And look how cute this would be if you picture the N as being complete, right? Maybe you can make another snowflake or something on the other end, but can you grab that ribbon for me right there? So if you lay the ribbon out, this is our crocheted ribbon trim. Of course, you could pick any color that you want.
Kind of twisted.
Yeah, sorry. But you could actually sew that along right on the top of your felt and connect all of these together. How cute would that be? Just get a cute, isn't that cute? Yeah. I love that.
All the colors, really fun.
Yeah.
Winter feel.
And you could even use this idea. I'm going to show you something. Look how cute that is on that felt.
Oh, I love
Do you love that?
That is so cute.
And you don't even need a dowel stick. Look how great. It just holds right up. And I love that it's stitched so well. And I used the same technique on this that I'm going to show you on this end. So I'm going to kind of pull this away so you can see what I'm doing here. So what I've done is I've taken the water-soluble topping. Do you guys ever get questions about what is this stuff?
We do, yes.
And there's some right here. It's kind of, what would you describe it?
It's kind of stiff.
Yeah.
A little
bit terrible.
Yeah.
It looks like saran wrap to me. That's what I think of,
like
right?
A heavy duty
A nice heavy-duty saran wrap.
Like the press
But
and seal.
yes, but I wouldn't use the press and seal or the saran wrap. I would recommend that you get the actual water-soluble topping. It's called topping. I think we call it wash-away topping. And that is something that's going to be really, really wonderful to use. Now, the reason I put it down, I put down my pennant, and then I place the water-soluble topping right on top of this, and I stitch out and I tack down my letter, okay? And I would recommend, if it just goes around once, back it up, let it go around twice, just so that it's nice and attached well. And then when you're trimming, here's where you don't damage it, because you've got this layer. It's easy. You just can cut it right away, and you've got this slick layer that you're cutting around. How cool is that? And I was going to hand you the scissors, but I don't have hand sanitizer to sanitize right there in between. But look how easy that was. And then you simply stitch your decorative stitching. And once the decorative stitching is done, you just tear this right off. And I don't want to, well, I guess it tears away even without the decorative stitching. But do you see how easily that tears away? It's kind of like our Mylar. So that would be one of the tips that I would give. And then you would finish your pennant. Another tip that's really handy, I find, when you're doing your pennants and banners or anything that is got an unpicking, you don't want to really unpick on this felt as much. So I just go right here and I unpick. It's so easy to do it from the back. That basting stitch, it's already out. Easy, 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 easy. Love that. And I only unpick that basting stitch after I've stitched this the top stitch. So after you've stitched this, you'll flip it over. Super easy to get that out right then and there. All right? One of the other things, when you're doing double layer felt, raise that presser foot's height, because that's thicker layers, especially if you add, for example, this is felt on top of batting. There's batting inside of here, right? So raising that presser foot, and it's a beginning of a new year, put a new needle on. Make sure that you change that needle. Very, very important to change a needle about every 8 to 12 hours worth of use. That really makes a big difference when it's stitching nice and clean, especially on your felt and your leather. Washable, we talked about washable, right? So when you flip this right side out and you're going to press it, and the same would go for washing. If it's a really hot iron, use a pressing cloth. Do not attempt to damage your beautiful project that you just finished with a really hot iron. If it's a warm iron or low, you'd be just fine. So the same would go for washing. You don't want to wash it in hot. Wash it in a cold, gentle cycle or hand wash, lay flat to dry. That's what I would recommend with felt. So I wonder if there's any other questions that you might have?
Not that I can think of.
Maybe how many pennants you get out of a thing of felt, maybe? Yeah. So the felt comes in a 12 by 18 inch piece, and what I love about this is if you do the extra small pennant, which is a 4 by 4, you cut it this direction, okay? And you can get 4 pennants out of one of these, okay? If you want to do the 5 by 7, which is this size, which I'm showing right here, then what you're going to want to do is you'll take it the long way and you'll cut it right in half, because it's exactly 6 and 6. So, and the medium size, you need 7 inches. So you would just need to cut a little bit bigger. So if you're doing a medium, which is your 6 by 10, you'll want probably one of these per letter or per project. If you're just going to do a single one like this, for example. But you still have plenty of leftover felt for other projects. And do we have any other questions out there? We have had so much fun making things with felt. That's a great way to start the new year, is these winter projects, and I hope that you have a lot of fun out there. Shay, thank you so much for joining me, and those were great questions. Do you have any other questions that you think of?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.